Good morning, Facebook family and friends. Today it is Monday. It is December the 11th, the year is 2017. So I get a lot of phone calls from people. Yesterday I took a bunch of calls from people who wanted to know. They wanted to know why I ended up in a situation where I ended up taking this young man to Washington, D.C. and New York who was pretending like he liked me. Invited him to my home, spent money on him, gave him access to my home and access to a vehicle. They wanted to know what was I thinking when all this was going on. Because a lot of people, we live in a world where everybody's so perfect. Like, Walter, how could you be so stupid? I would never do such a thing. Let me tell you, Walter, I've been wanting to call you about this because I just don't understand this. Tell me what took place. What was going on in your mind? Okay, bitches. You hoes act like everybody's so perfect and everything's so honky-dory in your lives that you've never been manipulated and lied to before. Bitch, have a seat. Have a seat, ho. When somebody comes around in your home lying, manipulating, and playing games, that's exactly what it is, lying and manipulation. Do you all not know what the word manipulation means? You do not understand what that word means. That means this person is getting into your head, filling it full of nonsense and lies and stuff, to take advantage of you or a situation. It happens every damn day in America, all over the world. This is going on right as we speak. Someone is being taken advantage of or manipulated. They're probably the smartest, brightest, most intelligent people in the world. I look at the situation a few years ago with Bernie Madoff, and now he ran off with all these white folks' money. Now, for years, this man had a fake stock market company set up where he funneled billions and billions of dollars through, never purchased a stock. How could this operate for years? Right in the nose of the federal government, and they not know what was going on over here. How could this man have sat on the board of the New York Stock Exchange when all this shit was going on? How was he able to get away with all this nonsense? How was he able to? Do y'all understand that some of those victims were close friends to Bernie Madoff that gave him money, that went places to his home, rode in his private jet? They thought this was their good friend who was a financial wizard who was helping them with all their financial needs. He was a manipulator and a liar. Even his sons had no clue what they did. He was up to and what type of person that motherfucker was. This went on since the 60s. That man didn't get busted until 2007, 2008 when the economy tanked here. Because if the economy had not tanked, he could have went on another few more years. How was he able to manipulate so many people out of billions? You tell me. There are a lot of con artists out here. That's what this world is about. These people wake up on a mission. Bernie Madoff woke up every morning on a mission to go out and rob people. But in his mind, he might not even thought he was robbing people. Because he was funneling the money through some type of, I forget what, he was taking the money and paying other investors and paying. But eventually, I think Bernie knew that he was going to be caught at what he was doing. Or he might have thought, I can get away with this forever. He probably thought he'd be dead before he found out what was going on. Because he involved his family members who had no clue what was going on. He had his business, he had all these workers. But all this money flowing in, y'all realize that man didn't purchase not one stock? Nothing. All false paperwork. All false shit. So y'all, I kind of have to laugh at people when they come and they accuse me of being naive and stupid. When you're dealing with a manipulative, lying person whose sole intention is to manipulate, lie, and get something out of you, they go through great lengths. They'll do all kinds of stuff. Now, let's go back to Bernie Madoff for a second. Now, keep in mind, these were his friends, many of these people. They were his neighbors from the country club. They knew him. Oh, go to Bernie. He'll get all your stuff together. Everything's fine. You can trust him. They went to church together. They were the neighbors. They knew the family members, friends of family. Everybody knew him. And they trusted this man with their lives, with their financial livelihood. That man destroyed a lot of people's lives when that institution, that false institution he created, came crashing down. He destroyed, and he knew that eventually one day this was going to fall apart. And a lot of people would get hurt. And he didn't give a damn who he was hurting or going to hurt or whose lives he would destroy, including his own two sons who are both dead now. One committed suicide, the other died of cancer, from dealing with the stress of knowing what type of father they had. A devious, low-down devil who harmed a hell of a lot of people. They have several movies about that man. You have to watch that mess, how manipulative and lying the games that he's playing. He destroyed a lot of people. Good people, smart people, intelligent people. People who own NFL teams, basketball teams, all kinds of people. Billionaires. Swindled. What did they do wrong? How were they naive? Tell me, I want to know. Those of you sitting back, pointing at me, saying I brought that upon myself, you're going to be in for a surprise. That these people who were invested in Bernie Madoff, did they bring those problems on themselves? When you have a lying, manipulating person who reaches out to you and says, I can do this, I'm investing your money. And so y'all have to understand. Some of y'all live in a fantasy world until it happens to you. In Atlanta, Georgia, the job market sucks. It's horrible here, particularly for black men, period. Gay, straight, I don't give a shit how your dick swing or what your persuasion or whatever you're interested in. In this city of Atlanta, black men got it rough. I don't care if you got an education or not. The vast majority of blacks who seem to be doing well are people who have been here for years, they've been established, they have connections. So a lot of these guys coming in here in the last few years since the economy taken in 2007, but they haven't. It's a hard time gaining traction in this city. It's a tough city. Particularly if they don't want your black ass there. Let's not pretend racism don't exist. The whole city is segregated. You got whites, blacks, Mexicans, Jews, everybody on their own little pockets of the city. Go pick up any newspaper, like, they have these little local newspapers. I was trying to think of the name where you could see ads for real estate companies. And they show pictures of all the real estate agents for Coldwell Banker, Jenny Pugh, and all these top-notch homes selling real estate agents. And you won't see a black face on that page. This is Atlanta, Georgia. I look through those ads sometimes. It's been like this for years. I look through those ads and I say, wow, they still ain't got a black real estate agent working out that damn office up there. And I've been in for 30 years. You mean to say black folks can't sell houses? This is odd to me. This is racism. But we ignore it. And we blame the black man. It's your fault. It's my fault because these motherfuckers won't let me come in their house. I have a real estate license. They won't let me come up there and sell real estate in their office. Or if I do come up there and sell real estate, they drive me so fucking crazy I end up having to run up out of there. Because they don't want me there. Because real estate is a very competitive business. If too many black folks get involved in up there and selling, the white folks are going to start losing money. They not stupid, so they keep y'all niggas out. It's racism. To think that racism doesn't exist would be foolish. So you live in a city where, and I received a phone call from a young lady from Paris. I just want to give you a shout out. She and her husband watch my videos every day. I was laying in bed and I was like, I'm going to get up out the bed. And all of a sudden this call came through in no call ID. And I was like, who is this? And I answered the phone. It was a young lady who was telling me about some coffee to try. And I wrote down the information. Thank you. You made my day special today. That's why I do these videos. Just to inform people the type of world that we live in. I'm not trying to attack anybody or harm anybody. I'm just like the news reporter. If you find the news to be depressing and sad, and you don't watch it, then you don't know what's going on in your world today. Here in Atlanta, Georgia, we have a problem with these African American men not being able to find sustainable employment to feed their families and children. This is not just a problem in Atlanta. It's nationwide, but we don't discuss this. 50% of black Americans are unemployed. Black men in this country are unemployed, and unemployable means they cannot get a job for various reasons. Maybe they got a felony on their record, child support payments, something else. Don't have the right education. It's always something to keep them out the workforce. So when you look at these con artists who show up in Atlanta, and I've met a bunch of them recently, because they can't find a job or a decent paying job. Jobs paying $10, $12, $13 an hour. What the fuck can you do with that? You're in Atlanta, you can find them all day long, but you're going to suffer. I know plenty of people with college degrees working 13, 10, 11, 12, 13, $14 an hour job, praying and hoping they can go someplace else. Some do make it someplace else. Some don't. I just had a friend that was in my home a few weeks ago. And he has a decent paying job at Delta Airlines. Making decent money. But he does Uber when he's off. So he's constantly either at Delta or he's doing Uber. I said, well, how are you surviving doing this? Walter, I'm not surviving doing this. I don't know if I'm coming and going. My life is so upside down right now, I don't even know what to say. This man is in his he's about 10 years younger than me. He said, Walter, if I had known that this was going to be such a struggle here in Atlanta, I would have never come here. I said, well, you can always leave, he said. It's hard to get out of here because now I have to go someplace and find another job and find another income place to stay. He came here and did the right things. He bought a home that's affordable. He got a good job. He's not making enough money. He can't move up. He's stuck. He's stuck. He told me, Walter, they won't let me move forward. This is a smart, bright, intelligent, handsome man. Nigga, have a seat. Y'all don't get it. So when these hustlers come around here, hustling women, men, dogs, and anybody, that's because they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. Because the job market in the United States for black men is so fucked up that they got to find some way to survive. These are grown men. This shirt that I'm wearing right now, I purchased this shirt in Mexico. Last time I was in Mexico, where were we at? Oh, we were in Cancun, Mexico. This is a shirt that was made by a group of designers who, I want to say they're homeless in Mexico. They make these beautiful shirts. I bought 10 of them. They're gorgeous. You could even watch them making these shirts if you go into certain areas of Mexico. They make various shirts and all kinds of stuff for home furniture. They have skills that they use with their hands. One of the biggest problems that we have here in the United States, y'all keep asking, where are the solutions? What are the solutions? What are the solutions? We don't make nothing here no more. We don't make anything in these cities anymore. Very few cities produce a product because it's so much cheaper to go overseas and make this shit so they can come back and sell it for $10 million here. That iPhone is a very good example. I mean, what it costs to make this iPhone in China? $50, maybe $100, $150. But they're selling it for, that's the iPhone X. And I think I'm exaggerating on these prices for this. I don't think they spend that much for a phone. And they get this damn phone, that iPhone X. I know everybody, I get the iPhone X. They pay $1,000 for that shit. I'm like, okay, you still make regular phone calls, right? And see text messages and emails. What's so special about that damn phone? Nothing. So, we sit back and we ignore all this stuff. I love my black folks who got a job and an income and doing well in life because they think they are immune from this bullshit. Well, I've made it, Walter. I've been working for 10 years over at so-and-so, and I make XYZ. I've been over here for 20 years. Earl is good at that. Earl's been working for Atlanta Public Schools and DeKalb County Schools since I've met his ass in the early 90s, mid-90s. And I always ask Earl, I literally had to break it down there. I said, Earl, okay, you're a school media librarian. How many black men do you have working in DeKalb County Schools doing what you're doing? Yeah, maybe, I don't know. I said, how many black men are working in DeKalb County or Atlanta Public Schools as a school media librarian? And the answer is just him. One. There might be a few others out there. A few. So I'm thinking, Earl, so you have a job where you're the only really black man doing that position in the entire city. Do you not understand this? Don't you find that strange? No other black media librarian specialists? I'm confused. That might be exaggerating the number one, but it's a very low number. Very low. Not a lot of them running around here, especially black men in the school system doing what he does. So he's had his job for years. Years. He always had his damn job. They need him. Not overabundance of them running around here. Matter of fact, just a few. I'm going to clarify that number with him today. That makes to ask him again, what was that number? Because he told me what it was because he knows because he worked for Atlanta Public Schools and the DeKalb County Schools. Cobb County Schools ain't got none up there black. I don't know about Gwinnett, but I know Cobb and Douglas County was trying to hire Earl to come out there and the pay dropped significantly. He had been way out. He said, no, he couldn't go out there either. But he was been one of the very few black media specialist librarians out there too in that school system. You're talking about hundreds of schools here. This is strange to me. Well, and there's about, I'm working, I have a job. Dude, you don't get it, do you? Look at your situation and you tell me where all these black media specialists are. Where are they? I don't understand. Because I know plenty of people went to school for this type of stuff. There are a lot of people running around Atlanta all over America with degrees. They got degrees in every damn thing. But if your skin looks like mine, you might be doomed. Especially if you showing up begging these people for a job. Can I please come work for you? Your ass gonna be doomed. It's unfortunate. We have to understand that racism still plays a significant role in the problems within this country. Can't ignore it. Even I sometimes lower myself into thinking that. But one thing I do for sure, me and Earl lived in Buckhead in that multi-million-dollar house over a decade ago. Purchased that house in 2001. I knew we were the only black people on that street. Me and Earl. We didn't have any children. The entire neighborhood, there were very few blacks. I'm talking about sprinkling. And it's still that way today. So I look around me and I say, oh, this is not good. It wasn't good that there were not other black Americans living in these neighborhoods. Most of them are living out in the burbs. All right. I don't think our home was so expensive that other black people couldn't afford it. Because at that time, there were tons of houses down in the burbs that were similar in price and size to our home that blacks were living in. I just found it odd that in certain inner city neighborhoods, black folks couldn't get in there. So, let me tell you an interesting story. I'm going to run out of time. Earl and I were renovating these houses. And we would mainly started off, I'm going to try to make this as quick as possible. We mainly started off in Kirkwood, East Atlanta, Old Fourth Ward, East Lake, Oakhurst. Those were areas where we were renovating homes. So as we started having success doing these homes, we decided, well, let's go look in Morningside, Virginia Highlands, parts of Buckhead, and Midtown. Let's see what we can find some old raggedy houses over there and renovate them and see what we can get. Houses were substantially more. But he said, we can get them, we can afford them, we can get them, we can get the loans, we can get them. So, we got out looking at houses in Morningside, Virginia Highlands, Midtown, Buckhead, mainly concentrated in Virginia Highlands and Midtown is where we really wanted to be because we really wanted to make some money in those areas because those homes were the area we were popping and we knew how to renovate these houses nice. We would find houses for sale up on the market, homes that needed to be renovated. We go look at the house. The houses need to be renovated. They need work. Me and Earl would go look. We would submit an offer. We were trying to buy the house, so we would submit a full price offer. Sometimes maybe a little bit over full price. So we don't know that other people look at the house, but we look at the house, we do our numbers, we know what we can sell it for, we know we do our math. We even do good at renovating these houses. Like, shit, this is gonna be easy. Let me tell you what the white folks did to us. We would submit these offers on these homes. We wouldn't hear back. No answer. Then we would get something back from the agent where they said, oh, the homeowner has changed their mind and removed the house off the market. We said, that's weird. So it's no longer for sale. They took it off the market. And the offer is, we have to terminate the offer, terminate all this stuff, sign all this paper, terminate the offer, all this shit, because the houses, I forget how, this was a while ago, but the houses would come off the market. Do y'all know how many times it's happened? When the white folks in these areas realized there was two black guys trying to buy these homes and what we were going to do, they pulled the houses off the market. It's happened over and over. I was like, wow, this is strange. Because we're busy renovating houses, we're doing stuff, we're submitting offers, all this stuff. So we just move on to the next project. We ain't got time to deal with this nonsense. They pull it off the market. Okay, cool, whatever. Well, houses would fall, markets, we would be buying, trying to buy stuff in other areas. You couldn't. So we really never put one and two together because we were so busy at that time. Earl was working a full-time job. I'm renovating raggedy-ass houses. We're trying to keep moving forward. Finally, I was able to get a house under contract in Virginia Highlands. So we ended up doing a house in Virginia Highlands and a house in Midtown. The house in Virginia Highlands, that agent, real estate agent, like the drug. The only reason why she accepted that contract from me, I had to take Earl out of the transaction. It means he couldn't get real estate commission because he was also he was a licensed real estate agent. I had to do it on my own. Actually, I take that back. Earl did remain in that transaction, because I made sure to keep him in there as a real estate agent, so on my side. But that woman, the real estate agent, white woman, she wouldn't call Earl from the day I signed that contract. That woman rang my phone off the hook every single day, trying to figure out what's going on. Every day. Man, I just got the contract. Are you kidding me? Just signed the contract an hour ago. Why are you calling me? Every day. Ring it, 2-3 times a day. She didn't think we can close on that $500,000 house. Ragged and tore up, termite infested house that everybody else turned their nose up at. The only reason we got that house because the owner of the house had transferred out of the city and there was some severe termite damage to that house. That I already took my guys' crews into. We said, oh, we can fix this. It's easy. We had to gut the basement to get to this termite damage. In the basement, there were these illegal apartments down there. And I said, we got to gut all this mess. That was a mess down there. And get to clear up this termite damage that was there. That's how we got this house. Because I knew it was severely flawed. And everybody else didn't want to touch it because they didn't know what they had to spend in this basement. We ended up having to gut that basement after I purchased the house, tear out the concrete floor to fix. It was a lot of money spent into that basement to repair that raggedy ass house. When we got finished, we had a beautiful basement. We added a second floor to the house, master bedroom. The house was spectacular. It was beautiful. One of the nicest homes on the street. People literally came up to that house taking pictures. This is beautiful. This landscape. We did a good job on the house. It was beautiful. I put my heart and soul into that house. I was there every day. I wanted to live in that damn house. It was beautiful. It was in Virginia Highlands right there. I almost said the name of that street. It was right near Piedmont Park. Walking distance to the park. The neighbors loved it. They said, oh my God, this house is beautiful. We would never thought this house would look like this. It's just spectacular. Couldn't sell it. Why couldn't we sell this damn house? It sat there. Everybody loved it. Real estate agents showing it over and over. When them people found out that house had been renovated by a black gay couple, they ran for it. I had an open house there one day, and I was there by myself, dressed up nice. The house was beautiful, y'all. It was spectacular. I love the house. 100-year-old bungalow, brick bungalow. It was just I believed in keeping the natural, whatever was inside the home, and the character of the house intact from that era. So when you walked into the home, it was just like you went through a time warp, but everything was new and beautiful, and we spent a lot of money in this house. I had an open house there one day, and one of the agents, I met a gay couple that lived in Grant Park. They were very interested in the house. They had been looking at it, and then finally they saw me there. They had been coming with their own agent. And then one day they saw me having an open house. They pulled up in the park and they came in and they started talking. We stood there talking for a long time. And they asked me, okay, so how did y'all come up with the ideas? And who came up with this idea? Who did this and who did that? Is this you and your partner? You guys, yeah, I said, yeah, me and my partner. And Earl was actually on his way over there because he was the agent at that time on the property. So he was going to be handling the open house. I just opened it up early. So they decided they'd wait around to see who my partner was. They wanted to see who this man was. Who was this person to help through this beautiful house? Because, when they saw Earl black ass hop out that damn car, they were like, oh, hey, look at me, look at him. We never heard from them white boys again. We didn't hear from them. We did sell that house to a black guy. The only way we were going to get rid of it. Sold it to a black guy who purchased the house. He loved the house. He came in. He was a young black man, an attorney. He liked the house. A little bit bigger than him, but he just fell in love with it. And he also fell in love with the fact that we had renovated the house. That's how we got rid of that house. Otherwise, it would have sat there forever. Which I didn't care. I'm going to move my ass in there in the first place. If I can go back in time, I would have just... If I could go back in time to that house, I would have bought that house for that $500,000 I paid for that house, cleaned it. It was already in good condition. I should have just rented the house out, sat on it for a few years, and we would have ended up moving into that home later on. That's what I should have done instead of renovating and putting it back up for sale. But you live and you learn. This is going to be a little bit longer, so I'll be right back with part 2 of this because there's a lot I want to say.